This is indeed a very challenging test. This might be the last we will see of the little Suzuki.
Don't say that! God! Welcome to the Colorado Rocky Mountains. Welcome to the Fast Lane Car. My name is Tommy, and that is our 1987 Suzuki Samurai. Today in the Fast Lane Car, we are comparing Samurai versus Wrangler. Now, I asked Andre to go get a brand new two-door Wrangler. I'm not sure what he came back with.
Oh yeah, Tommy, you will be shocked.
Here he comes. Andre.
Oh, this is hilarious.
Wrangler, not rock buggy. How are we going to compare that little itty bitty Samurai to, what is it? What are those, 37s?
Those are 37s, and it is a Wrangler, and I think this just turned into big versus little.
Yeah, huge versus absolutely minuscule. Okay, well, I got my work cut out for me. That's coming up next. Time to get serious for a second here. Now I know exactly what you're going to comment. How come you're comparing a bone stock Samurai to such a lifted Wrangler? Because we're out here having fun, and this is going to be a fun video, so you're going to sit down and you're going to enjoy it. So I don't want to read those comments. Anyways, Andre, tell me about your Wrangler.
Well, where do I begin? This rig is really cool, and I borrowed it for the day from our friends at Best Stop. I mean, this thing's got it all. It's got a lift, tires, bumpers, winch, exhaust, doors, top. This is the JK generation of the Jeep Wrangler, and they built over 1 million of these between 2007 and 2018. It is the best-selling Wrangler, which is why I brought it here today.
Andre, this is a pretty gnarly hill. Check out this video of last time we were up here with my JK, and honestly, it struggled quite a lot. Now, Andre, one of the issues I have, and you're going to have up this hill, is visibility. I mean, it's hard to see.
No, I'm not. I have a secret weapon. Let me show you.
What are you doing?
These are core doors from Best Stop, and these are half doors, but they can do much more. Remove the top very easily.
Whoa!
See? Try this.
Check this out. Yeah, it's light, and then the door is actually made out of aluminum, right?
Yes, it is, but I'm not done yet.
What do you mean you're not done?
I'm not done yet.
What are you doing, Andre? It's a door.
I'm removing its core so I can have perfect visibility as if I had tube doors, but I don't have tube doors. I have core doors. Aha! Visibility.
Whoa! That's actually pretty cool.
Right?
Yeah, it's really cool. So it's kind of the best of both a tube door and a half door. And plus, I believe the whole thing comes out too, right? It just lifts up.
Yeah, let me show you.
No, it's really light actually.
It's like 15 pounds, and it also has an optional mirror.
Yeah, so it's still legal and stuff.
Yeah. Of course, engaging 4 low here in the Wrangler is very simple. Lever on the floor. I'm going into 4 high, then I'm going to neutral. I have to do it in order to go to 4 low. I get a little beep. My traction control system has been relaxed or disabled. It'll allow some slip. And I'm gonna try this hill first with no lockers. If I struggle, I might, I'll engage my lockers and see what happens.
So Andre, let's see what you can do with no lockers on.
Dude, let me put my harness on first.
Really? A harness? I barely have a seatbelt in that Samurai, and the doors are about this thin, so I think if a big pregnant ant were to fly into me at too much gusto, it'd probably take me out.
Oh yeah, ready.
Okay, 4 low. I'm gonna creep up, and I'm just gonna do it nice and easy. It was actually pretty easy. Invisibility, I can see every rock.
This is Zoe the Zuki. Now the Samurai here in the US was sold between about the mid 80s and roughly the mid 90s, and it's sold really well as well. Now if it looks a little bit like a Jeep, that's because underneath it is built very similar to a Jeep. It's got a lot of off-road capability integrated into its DNA that actually should give Andre a little bit of a run for its money on some of this stuff. Let's talk about capability.
Out of the box, the Wrangler JK is already a super off-road capable vehicle, but this modified one just takes it to the next level. First of all, it has a lift, but underneath there's solid axles front and rear. This particular one has ARB air lockers front and rear. There's switches on top of the windshield, really cool. Of course, custom bumpers offer a lot of approach angle. I mean, this is ridiculous stuff.
Now fundamentally, the Samurai and that JK aren't all that different. First of all, solid axles, front and rear. We've got a body-on-frame construction. Of course, four-wheel drive with a low-range transfer case. Now here's where we get to the really good stuff. No lockers, however, I do have a tow loop. Check that, a tow loop. And I may not have a custom front bumper with a winch, but I do have a factory accessory bull bar, which isn't secured all that well. Funny story here with the little Zook. Check out this tire. This is a 26-inch off-road tire made by Yokohama. It's a Geolander, and this is actually the smallest off-road tire we could find that would fit the Samurai. I call this the Little Big Hill, which is appropriate because we've got a little and a big test going on today. But it's little in length, but big in difficulty. A lot of articulated sections. It's super steep. There's no way the Samurai is going to do it, but I'm just going to put my foot in it and see what happens.
This is indeed a very challenging test. This might be the last we will see of the little Suzuki.
Don't say that! God. Honestly, I think this is going to be pushing it too much. Oh, it's going well.
Whoa! That's pretty good. That's really good, dude.
That was close. I'm gonna try one last time and then call it a day. The only benefit of having a car that's so cheap is right here. Oh, no way! No way! No way!
I can't believe it!
No way! Dude! Bent the body there a little, but as you can see, it was all rust anyways, so... God, I'll call that a win, guys! The Samurai, it did it!
Well, from the factory, there's nothing too fancy under here. It's a 3.6 liter Pentastar V6, naturally aspirated, about 285 horsepower, 260 pound-feet of torque, and it's mated in this case to a 5-speed automatic transmission. Of course, there's a couple of other accessories here. You got an aftermarket air intake. I've got my AirB awesome compressor under there. Well, yeah, it also has an exhaust system. And of course, it's a Jeep, so you can do this. Open your hood all the way back and close it all the way. And of course, you can fold the windshield, which I'm not going to show you right now.
Stuart Little here also has a motor. Now, it is a Japanese vehicle that was typically right-hand drive, so the hood latch is actually in the glove box on the right side of the vehicle. It's a 1.3 liter 4-cylinder with a carburetor. Oh, Jesus.
Wait, okay, let me hold this for you.
Don't need that. That's an accessory.
Extra weight?
Weight savings. Now I do have an accessory in the Samurai. I have an aftermarket oil cap because we lost ours. But other than that, this is all of 70 horsepower and just about the same amount of torque. Now it does do something just like the Wrangler. Check this out. Oh yes, the hood goes all the way back, except this one is right around $2,000 this entire car, so I don't have to worry about, you know, damaging the windshield. Now, I can't actually fold the windshield on the Samurai. It's fixed in place, and the doors don't really come off, but I do have to show you something about that roof. Andre, let's see how your roof works.
You can be part of the environment with just a couple quick steps. This top right here is their top of the line convertible top. It's a Trek Top Pro. And it has a lot of cool features, but one feature is one motion, topless, access to the sky.
Okay, so damage report. Well, the front sway bar took a little bit of a beating here. You can see some white scuffs, as did this front leaf spring, so definitely going places we shouldn't have been. Over here on the rocker panel, we've got that little dent I showed you. Not too worried about that whatsoever. And in the back, it looks pretty good. Oh, except the exhaust is now bent. So if I just, probably just go ahead and twist it back a little, I can get it off that spring perch. Yeah. Good as new, sort of. All right, welcome to the 87 Suzuki Samurai. What's it like to drive? Well, the interior is straight out of a Mattel product, like a Playmobil, maybe. It's not very refined, and there's kind of just a big swath of plastic. That's your dashboard, and the steering wheel is this big swath of plastic that feels like it could be out of a McDonald's kiddie meal.
The ride in this Wrangler is actually pretty nice.
And then there is the ride quality.
I have comfortable suspension.
The ride quality is tremendously terrible.
I've got big tires that I could air down for more comfort.
It is.
And I have a suspension seat.
Yes, they still use these in the Indian Army, the Suzuki SJ40 or Maruti as it may be called, and I don't know how you guys out there do it because this.
What more do you want? Really nice ride.
If you want a bad back, this is certainly the fastest way to get you there. However, I have been very fortunate to drive some incredibly cool cars and trucks off-road. Power wagons, brand new Wranglers. I did the Rubicon Trail in a new JL, a Mercedes G-Wagon, Land Cruisers. This is more fun than any of those. You cannot help but smile when you're heading down the trail in a Samurai. All right, Andre, so a couple of things. We made it to our obstacle. Now, both of these will do Goldmine Hill. We've proved that.
Yes.
The Wrangler is going to be fine. So we've come here to a trail I'm calling Stickmageddon.
Really, you just came up with that?
I just came up with that. Now, it's a long, kind of steep, rocky uphill, and then at the top, there are a field of sticks. So I'm calling it Stickmageddon. Second thing is that my steering wheel has literally started to melt in my hands in the sun.
Is that because you're nervous and you're afraid to go up this mountain?
No, that's because it's made out of Play-Doh. But once we get up to the top of there, we've got an incredible view and some big rock piles.
Let me just show you some of the features of this Trek Top Pro. First of all, glass windows on the side, and they're also sliding so you can get some better air. But in the back, easy access to your cargo area. This is glass. It's got a defroster, it's got a wiper, it's got squirters.
Jesus, Andre! God! Okay, I made... Now, top technology has progressed quite a bit since this guy. This is also a best top soft top, and it works pretty well. In a matter of just 30 or 40 minutes, you'll be out having fun in the sun. There's 1, 2, or about 17 snaps across the entire length of the vehicle. There's a length of Velcro stripping on the inside. Then you've got this folding mechanism. 3, 4 people involved. You'll have it down by the end of the afternoon, and you'll be good to go. Now, another cool thing about the Samurai is it's actually got a surprising amount of space on the interior. I've got to give me a sec here to get to it. But what Suzuki did is, instead of putting the taillights on the body like the Jeep right here, Suzuki actually put them in the bumper, which means the tailgate is super, super wide, which means the rear space in a Suzuki is really pretty decent. Plus, you can make it even better by simply just How does this work here? By simply just folding the cell, for God's sakes. By simply just...
Let me help you, alright? Hold on, just...
Oh, there we go.
Hold it.
Check that out. Now, it may not be as big as, oh yes, the back seat of the JK, or the trunk area of the JK, but actually, like, come on, I'm 6'1", and I can almost sleep in here.
That's a lot of space, actually.
It's huge, it's awesome.
Now here's the really funny part. Of course, off-roading is all about tires. Look at this. This Falcon Wild Peak mud terrain is basically as tall as your hood, Tommy. Look at this, 37 inches.
Yeah, but Andre, how much would that cost to replace one tire?
I don't know, it's quite a bit.
Yeah, like well over $250 would be my guess. These tires on the Samurai, you know, if you spend anywhere near $100 per tire on a Samurai, you're spending way too much money. Because that's the whole point of this car. Everything is small, everything is plucky, and everything is cheap. Okay, first stage of Stickman is kind of this loose, rocky climb. First gear, low range. And it just climbs. It's a mountain goat because the Samurai weighs somewhere around 2,000 pounds, and even with 60 horsepower, this low range is such a low range set of gears that it'll just pull me up just about anything. And as far as cars go, this is basically the trials bike of cars because it is so narrow, I can just avoid all the big scary rocks.
This is actually what a two-door Wrangler was built to do. Tight trails like this, really good maneuverability, short wheelbase, good clearance, and this is the Wrangler taken to the nth degree. It's got everything on it, including the fancy features like the doors and the top.
Oh, it just stalled. It's not happy on the hill. The carburetor's not brilliant.
It literally looks like a little mountain goat. Just hops along from one rock to the next. By comparison, this small Jeep is like a lumbering monster.
Now, Stickman is a kind of a new trail. We haven't actually showcased it all that much yet because we typically use Goldmine Hill. But we know that both of these vehicles will do Goldmine Hill with little difficulty. So it's time to push them a little further. Come on, come on, come on. There we go, yes! It's way steeper than it looks, I promise you that. Bumpy, bumpy, bumpy. No lockers, just open diff, so I gotta keep my momentum up. Oh, Lord, oh, Jesus. Oh, yes. Slosh.
Nice. I'm shocked. The Suzuki did really well.
Whoa, where did that come from? Okay, Mr. JK on 37s. Now, yes, of course the JK is incredible off-road,
Yes.
especially with those mods.
It's unstoppable.
But the Samurai, if your back is tough enough and if you're not afraid to break it, is incredible off-road. It is so narrow, light, and small. It's basically like a dual sport motorcycle. Now, big thanks to Best Top for lending us those doors. What are they called, Andre?
Well, they're core doors, and you can get them either at besttop.com or at an authorized dealer.
Yep, and as always, I'm Tommy.
And I'm Andre.
Go back to tflcar.com for more fun in the sun off-road reviews.
And real world reviews too.
Okay, I'm gonna go head on down the mountain.
Are you alright?
Oh yeah.